Good morning, Carrie. It's Adam here from North Island Nissan. So, as we spoke about yesterday, I'm gonna film you a pretty long and comprehensive video about all the features. I'll do as much of a presentation and demonstration on this car as I can for you. And then you have something to kind of look over either before or after Jordan delivers this afternoon. Bear with me. It's first thing in the morning here, so if my brain's not totally fired up yet, I might be a couple, oh man, it starts already. I might be a little slow on a couple things. So yeah, I do apologize. Just bear with me. I'll do my best to be very thorough here. So I know you're familiar with Rogue, so a lot of this is just going to be repeat. I've kind of already gone over the Rock Creek specific features with you, but I'm just going to go over everything once again. You know, you might learn something new out of it, you might remember something out of it, and then of course if you have any further questions, I'm happy to go over this with you. We can FaceTime and go over the car once you have it. Or Jordan also owns a Rogue, so she's pretty knowledgeable about these things as well. It's starting off around front here. Show you that's your front camera for the 360 camera system. So I always like to point those out to people because wintertime when there's a lot of salt and grime on the roads, it is nice just to give that a little wipe with my finger like I just did there. And then, yeah, you can see all your orange Rock Creek accents up here, adding a little bit of sportiness to it. You obviously still have the 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, making about 201 horsepower. You got the LED daytime running lights that also swoop around the side. So that's really nice if you're turning into dark driveways at night. I've noticed it's really nice having a little bit of light coming off the front corner of your car there. And then of course, all the safety features that I'm sure once again you are used to, but your forward emergency braking, which actually detects the car in front of you and the one in front of him as well. If either one of them slams on their brakes, your car should automatically, well, it'll warn you first. If you don't do anything, that'll automatically brake to attempt to avoid a collision for you. And then you also have that pedestrian detection camera up there at the top of the windshield. Does the exact same thing. It's built to pick up the outline of a person. If I was to walk in front of your car while you were driving, you didn't see me, that camera should see me and then should do the exact same process. Round sides, you got the all-terrain tires, which are going to be phenomenal tires with the off-road style rims that come on the Rock Creek. And then you also have the plastic fender liners that go all the way around to help protect from rock chips. There's our second camera for the 360 camera system. These mirrors obviously also tuck in. I believe they go forward as well. They're called breakaway mirrors. So if you're ever on the ferry and someone smacks into your mirror, as I'm sure they do sometimes, your mirrors are nice and protected. They're not going to break right off. You can see your Rock Creek badging down there with some fluff on it from the detail shop. I think they're going to give this thing a good wash up once they get up to Port McNeil anyway for you. And then, well, I may as well start with the key next. Again, you're probably used to this by now, but the auto start process, one time, make sure I'm pointed the right way here. One time on the lock button, hold the top one down for 5 seconds, and just like magic, it'll start up and run for you. These also have temperature control linked with the auto start. So if it's really warm, like it's getting there today, I believe if it's over 20 degrees, it'll turn all the air conditioning on. If it's below 4 degrees in the wintertime, it'll turn all your heat on in the car, which is really nice. It means you don't have to worry about it the night before. If you just auto start your car, it'll kind of preheat or pre-cool the cab for you. And then one press on that top button again, turns the car off. And then you can see your keyless entry here. So one press of that is gonna, silly me, one press locks the car. 2 presses on this will unlock every door on the car, and just 1 press will do the driver's door only. So if you're trying to unlock all the doors for kids or husband or anything like that, 2 presses on that guy will unlock the whole car. Key's got to be within 3 feet of that door handle to do it. So if Mark was on the other side trying to do the same thing on his side, it's not going to work because he doesn't have the key. Yeah, just a little tidbit in case you didn't know that. You've obviously got your chassis mounted roof racks up here. Nothing too complicated there, actually. Pretty simple to simple to show off. Moving around back here. Yeah, I guess I'm used to showing conditions in videos, not just talking the whole time. So you got your sonar sensors in the bottom of the back bumper here to assist with your parking. You also got your backup camera. Those two kind of work in conjunction to make sure you don't hit anything when you're backing up, which is always nice to have. And then you can see your kind of orange accents as well that I think they look awesome on the black. We were having a dealership-wide debate yesterday on which color looks best. I think black is the way to go. And then, hopefully I can point this down here enough, you actually have a lock button on the right-hand side of your trunk popper here. So that's for locking. The larger flat button on the left-hand side is to open the power liftgate. I think I just messed it up, so now it's gonna go back down. But if I press it one more time, 2 more times, it'll go right back up for me. Another nice point for you, if you ever want to stop it halfway up or something like that, or you're already done with your trunk, you can always just press these buttons again twice and then they'll go back down. And then back here, you got your privacy cover. Once again, I'm sure you're familiar with this. Press that tab over there to remove that if you want that out of here. Otherwise, trunk space should be exactly the same as you remember. Your jack is behind there, and then your full-size spare is under there. Toolkit in the back as well. There's also a funnel in that kit. Hopefully someone's explained this to you at some point, but where is it on this car? The gas cap now, they don't actually have a cap on them. They have this kind of flap here, and then they have a secondary valve further down. So no one can siphon your gas out of here because of that 2-valve system, hence why there's no cap on there anymore, which is really nice to have. But that does mean if you ever run your car completely out of gas and you're stuck on the side of the road, you can't refill this with a jerry can because the spout won't go past that second valve. So there is a oh, here we go, there's the brain fog. A funnel. There's a funnel designed for this down in that spare toolkit where the spare tire is. So if you ever do run your car completely out of gas and you got to fill it up by a jerry can, you need that funnel out of there. But it's good to know where it is. Pop into the back seats here. I'm sure you're used to 90-degree opening doors. You got all the leather, soft touch leather in here with all the orange contrast stitching, which in person, it looks awesome. It just brightens everything up a little bit. And then back here, nice and easy, you got your center console there, your children divider, as we sometimes call it, with the cup holders. Obviously these tabs up here, pop these seats down, nice and flat with the trunk area there. Pop that away. And then, yeah, we've got our all-weather mats in here. We have the charge ports down there, the USB-C charge ports, storage space on the front seat. Other than that, it's nice and simple back here. I guess I didn't touch on all the other safety systems. I got distracted on the front. You also have your blind spot monitors in the mirror. You have a lane departure warning system. You have a rear emergency braking system, a rear cross traffic alert. All that works with the sonar sensors and the backup cameras as well. And then of course your 360 camera system that probably could be considered a safety system. Again, nice and simple in here. All the leather with the contrast stitching, your power locks, power windows, power mirrors, and your child lock there, which I should probably disable. Power adjustable seats. You got your lumbar controls at the back here as well, and the cool Rock Creek badging on there. So I'm gonna pop in here. I might turn this thing on because it's getting warm down here already. And turn some music off. And yeah, most of this should be familiar for you. I'll try and not go on and on about the obvious things and try and talk about a couple things that you might not know in here. But why don't I start off here? So best combination in my opinion, analog gauges with a digital screen in the middle. I think it's the best possible combination for any display cluster. I'll save the settings in there for after. So you got all your media controls on the left-hand side of the steering wheel here, and then your cruise control on the right-hand side. I'm sure you know how to use this, but this is basically your on button. So you press that, use this middle toggle that says cancel to push down towards set. That would set your speed. This button will choose your follow distance for how close you want to be when you come up to the car in front of you. Then of course to cancel it, you just push down on that little tab there. And this blue logo here means you have ProPilot Assist, which is some lane assist, steering assist for the main highway. So anytime you enable your cruise control, that will be active. The button to disable it is the steering wheel button over here. So if I press it right now, it'll say ProPilot not available. Basically that would turn it off if you didn't want the car, to center itself in the lane for you. Speaking of that, over here, you got your auto start stop button for the engine. So the engine will automatically turn off once it's warmed up. When you're sitting at a red light, just to conserve fuel, you can disable that system by pressing this button right here. And these guys are your brightness buttons for the gauge cluster in front of you. And then you can pop your trunk from here as well. On the steering wheel, you have these aluminum paddle shifters. If you like to drive sporty, they can be pretty fun. Otherwise, they actually do have some really practical uses. If you're ever going down a big hill, like Mount Washington is the example I use all the time, because that's nice and nearby for us, but Yeah, these are fantastic for when you're going down the hill. Instead of just leaning on your brakes the whole time, you can hold your gears and use your transmission to kind of slow you down and maintain your speed. So that's really nice. Winter time is also a really good time for these. If it's really icy out, once again, it's nice not to just be able to slam on your brakes, but actually use your transmission to slow you down. So thought I'd share that for a minute. Over here, you got the same 8-inch infotainment screen over here. Nothing too complicated. Obviously, you connect to your phone via Bluetooth. I'll make sure there's no other connections on here, nothing else. And then it has wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you plug your phone in down here, you can transfer all your apps and information up there. If you haven't used that system yet and you kind of want a tutorial on it, just let me know and I'm happy to walk you through it on a FaceTime or a phone call. It's pretty nifty and relatively complicated. You can do a lot with it, so I can spend a lot of time explaining it is the better way of putting that. And then the other cool thing I love to mention on these higher trim models, you can actually bring up your camera system anytime you're going under 10 kilometers an hour. So I use this all the time when I'm lining up next to like those there we go, those street light poles that you can't see, especially when you're pulling up to them. You don't know how close they are to your front bumper. I'll just press my camera button and watch my front camera system to kind of line myself up. It also works really well for parallel parking. So if I press this one more time, it's going to bring up my right hand side mirror camera there. You can see just along, well, hopefully you can see, I know it's not great, but that runs along the right hand side of your car. So if you're parallel parking, you can line yourself up against the curb. You can actually see your wheel turn there. I don't know how well that's going to show, but you can see the wheel turn there in real time, which is awesome. It just makes parking that much easier. Gives you a little extra security. Make sure your car is being kept in the best condition possible. Sorry, that was really awkward. A couple more presses and that'll disable that system. All your physical climate controls down here should be nice and simple for you as well. Your heated seats, your heated steering wheel, fan speed, internal air only. That's all your air directions. And then your front and rear defrost. Your rear defrost will turn on your heated mirrors as well. Push button start down at the bottom there. You got your classic cigarette lighter and your 2 USB-C ports. And then a nice kind of spot to put your phone or keys or anything loose there. You got your electronic gear selector here. Again, I'm sure you know how to use this, but pull back 2 clicks to go into drive. The light will light up. One more click up will go into neutral. Again, the light changed there. And then you push this little button on the side, slide up one more time to go into reverse. That'll, of course, bring up your camera system as well. And then park is just the button on top. You got your electronic gear selector down here. So just like an old school one, you pull up to engage it. You'll feel it on the brake pedal as well. The brake pedal will kind of soften when the parking brake is on. And then just like an old school one, push it down to disengage. So push down, light will go off. There we go. Auto hold is also really cool. If you've never messed with that, it's off by default, but if you turn it on, the light will come on. And then basically what that will do is, if we were driving along right now, I was coming up to a red light that I know is a really long one, and I'm going to be sitting in traffic there for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that, I'd turn this on, come to a complete stop, and then I can take my foot off the brake pedal. So just like we were in drive right now, I could take my foot off the brake pedal. The car would hold itself here until I push the gas again. So basically it just gives your calf, gives your driving leg a bit of a rest. It would be awesome in Vancouver and stop and go traffic, or you're sitting at a lot of really long lights. That might be a really nice system if your legs are getting tired for the day. Then of course you got all your storage space down here. We call it purse storage because it kind of fits perfectly for most purses anyway. So that's always lovely to have. And then your drive mode selector down here, which once again should be normal for you. Your normal, eco, and sport, and then snow and off-road. And then of course the Rock Creek comes with your hill descent control, which is basically like a cruise control for going really slowly over rocks. So if you're trying to get through some very bumpy terrain or something like that, I believe this system only works when you're under 30 kilometers an hour. But it is a pretty cool system if you're trying to traverse some sketchy terrain and you want your car to handle it the best way possible. That would be the mode to do it. Then of course your leather-lined butterfly center console here. Advantage of that, everyone in the car can access the contents in there. You got your nice piano black finishes and all your leather over there. You got your glove box. Make sure everything is in there. Well, I'll have to hunt around for that. And then your sunglass case up here, of course. Can't forget about that. With all your lights and motion activated or door activated lights up there as well. And then your SOS button in case of an emergency. So I think that's most of the buttons in the car. If I miss something, just let me know. Again, I'm happy to help. I know this seems kind of redundant for you probably, but this control does your back wiper there. If you push it away from you, it'll also wash the back window. If you pull towards you, it'll wash the front window. There's your settings for your intermittent wiper. Then they just work like normal wipers after that. And then for the headlight sock, obviously you can leave it on auto, never have to touch it again. This button on the end does your automatic brights. So if you engage that, I don't believe it shows up during the daytime. No, it does not. But at nighttime, if you engage that and then flick your brights forward like normal, they will just go off and on as you get traffic approaching you. There's Jordan right there. She's gonna be the one delivering your car. She's probably wanting to get going. So I'll go through a couple more settings, just using these 2 arrows and the scroll wheel, OK button here in the middle, and just go through a couple of these menus for you. I always like to show people how this works. So you do have your home screen there, which you can either have black or you can have showing your speed. And then you got some fuel information on your next one. I'm using the scroll wheel here to go down through the different menus. And then the side arrows to go through the 6 kind of home options. Your tire pressure monitors are really nice to have. You got to be driving to see those. And then of course you have a music section. This is always the screen that's going to come up anytime you turn your cruise control on. This is the designated cruise control screen that shows when ProPilot is working. So anytime you use your cruise control, this screen will come up. So you got to press a couple times to get back to your normal kind of speedometer there. And then settings is the most important one. There isn't too much critically important in here. I like to go through locking. So there are some locking settings you can turn on, like when the key walks away from the car, it'll automatically unlock. And the opposite, when you approach it, you can have it, oh, sorry. When you walk away, it'll automatically lock. When you walk up, it'll automatically unlock. First thing in the morning. Yeah, so I'll leave those off for now, but you can enable them if you want, or if you don't remember how to get back here, I can walk you through that. Lighting isn't anything important. I like to go through these with everyone. You will have rear door alerts. That's on by default. You can turn that off if you want. And the most important one is all the driver assistance settings. So these are all the safety settings. You can enable or disable whatever you want, or if anything starts to drive you crazy, you can turn it off here. You can also adjust things like your sonar sensors. Where am I looking? Here, parking assist, that's what I want. So you can change the distance, so basically just how sensitive they are to the objects behind you. And then you can also adjust the volume. So if you don't want them beeping really loud, you just want them beeping a little bit, you can turn that down. So I always like to show people that. And of course the steering assist, that's for the lane assist as well. So you can leave that on, you can disable that, or pardon me, not the lane assist, the cruise control assist. Yeah. Steering assist, that's the word I'm looking for. Same thing here. You can have the lane assist system settings toggled to how you want them. Emergency assist, if it ever freaks you out or bothers you, you can disable it, but I would always leave those on. Those are the ones that might save your life or save your vehicle in a freak accident. So yeah, I believe that's most of those settings. Again, if you want a tutorial on hooking up your phone, I'm more than happy to do that with you. But it's nice and simple. You go to connections, you go to add new, and now you just go through all your Bluetooth on your phone. And of course, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you just plug your phone in and it'll walk you through setting it up. So hopefully I didn't miss anything in here. Man, 18 minutes already. I talk a lot. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the delivery with Jordan. I'm gonna give her your phone number here. And as I mentioned, any questions about anything at all in here, shoot me a text or give me a call. We can FaceTime and go over some stuff. But yeah, enjoy your delivery day. Enjoy your new car. It's going to be a good one. And thank you very much again for your business. So been great chatting with you, Carrie. Enjoy your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.